modern man to get married in America, he has to understand what he's getting himself involved in. Are you bringing out this belt for a particular reason?
One PBD literally pulls out the belt on Adam for his awful take on marriage. It's not even about being traditional. This take was just bad. There's a bit of a feud brewing between PBD and Adam now. Let me know in the comments who you side with, but let's be real, it's probably PBD. So here's how it starts. A former basketball player shares his opinion on marriage and poor people, and things spiral from there.
And poor people.
Okay, so
I want to get the thoughts of the panel here, what he thinks about what Paul Pierce said here. Go for it, Rob.
Marriage is for old people and poor people.
okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Okay.
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them, they're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
So you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. What does it do for a man when things go south? Like, we gonna have to give up half our this, pay child support, but it's only advantageous to a woman. Like, it's real talk.
But what if you meet a woman and you're like, wow, she's a gem, she's valuable,
We
she's
could be
everything, and I
together.
want to lock her down in marriage?
I don't want to lock no woman down. We could be cool
So you're telling me right now today,
today.
you on January 4th, you do not want to be in a relationship ever again?
I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70. Until I turn 70, that's the only realistic part I see. Because we both old, we ain't out in the streets.
Adam, I'm going to come to you first. Go ahead, Adam.
At least he's being honest.
On the surface, it would sound pretty shocking, and you might want to disagree with what he's saying. But if you actually peel back what he's saying and remove the hyperbole, it makes a lot of sense. Why? Because what he's saying is this.
It kind of makes sense, but only if you're looking at it from a totally secular point of view. He's not talking about marriage from a Christian or moral perspective at all. It sounds logical if all you care about is vanity or living for yourself, but that's not real wisdom. That's not what people on the conservative side should be standing for. And let's be honest, Adam is kind of a hidden liberal. He's on the PBD podcast, but he doesn't share the same values. He's not a Christian, and you can tell his views don't line up with the moral foundation a lot of people in this space stand on.
For a man, modern man to get married in America, he has to understand what he's getting himself involved in. Are you bringing out this belt for a particular reason, sir?
You're about to get a pop out.
I don't want to pop out. Listen, I believe wholeheartedly in marriage. You should not have sex till you're married. You should marry your high school sweetheart. Don't shop around for better women out there. Find the first woman that loves you. But the reality is this. But the reality is,
Keith said you have to be ready to pay with your life. All you needed for Adam is a belt.
Thank you, Tom.
You seem to have moved your position pretty quick there, dude.
It was a joke, Tom. The belt.
Don't hurt me. I'll say whatever you want.
The reality is, for men in America today, these are going to be two totally different things. Do you want to find someone to share your life with? Do you want a relationship? Do you want to have kids with somebody? Yes, 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 yes. Do you want to be married to the government? Do you want to have half your stuff, if not your entire life, taken? Do you want to be a part of the 98% of men who end up paying alimony? Do you want to basically not be able to see your kids? Do you want to have to pay child support to a woman who won't let you see your kids? There's an ugly other side to this marriage thing.
Every one of those things he said can be fixed.
Exactly. But one of the best things I ever heard you possibly say is, marriage is risky. Tom, let's grow up for a second here, guys. Tom.
I'm taking a bong hit, so that makes sense.
Tom is literally making bong-hitting noises here.
I was wondering what that was.
And I'm the childish one here on the podcast. Okay, guys, let's continue. One of the best things you ever said is, not getting married is risky. I'm sorry, getting married is risky. Not getting married, even riskier. Having kids is risky. Not having kids, even riskier. Starting a business, risky. Not starting a business, even riskier. There's so much truth in that. But the reality is, The grass is always greener on both sides. You just have to know what you want out of life and go for that. But I understand what Paul Pierce is saying, but I also understand why someone like
Got it.
him
Rob, can you do me a
wants to
favor and
live
pull
that
up
whole life.
this guy who's a divorce attorney who tells a lot of stories. He talks about his own personal divorce. But watch what he says caused couples to never come back to him for divorce. You have to watch this clip. Go ahead, Rob. Play this clip. He's on Huberman Podcast. Go ahead.
Done probably hundreds, if not thousands, of prenups over 25 years. I think there may be 5 people that I did their divorce after they had a prenup.
Really?
Yeah,
I think people need to hear that again.
I think that, yeah. So I've done hundreds, if not at least 1,000 prenups in 25 years. I probably do 2 or 3 prenups a week. So I do a lot of prenups. Most of my colleagues do a lot of prenups. And I've never asked my colleagues this, but usually when you do a prenup, you have a good relationship with the person by the time it's finished. It's a transaction people feel good about. It's a divorce. Sometimes you finish a divorce and the person's like, oh my God, I never want to see you again because you remind me of this really dark chapter. But prenups, it's usually a very friendly transaction. It's positive.
This is surprising to me. So people who prenup tend not to break up. Yes, that rhyme.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
I
Huberman the
think
rapper.
many people will be very surprised to hear
I
that.
think it's self-selecting. I think the kind of people who can have a conversation that you need to have in order to discuss and negotiate. And again, there's another
Positive,
term. I don't think it's the right term,
Positive.
negotiate.
Vinny, what are you thinking?
Well, while you guys were talking, I just wanted to see like what would make Paul Pierce say something like that. Like it's for poor people and it's for old people. So he was married to actress Dana Davis in 2000. They had a daughter, and then they divorced in 2004. And then he began dating interior designer Julie Landrum in 2005. Married her in 2010. They have 3 children, and then he announced he was single in 2023. I mean, I don't know the history. I don't know like what the relationship was, if there was prenups and if there was all this. It sounds like he's paid a lot of money. Maybe he did, or looks like from the sound of him being like that, I don't think he signed prenup with the earlier ones. So he's probably bitter and he's spending a lot of money. And it's like, listen.
But why do you think he said 70? Did he say 70 because at 70 he's going to need somebody to take
Did
care of him?
I-
Maybe
I-
his,
Relationship, grow
maybe his
old with.
testosterone level is going to be lower, so his
He's
desire
done
to want to
exactly.
be.
Desire and done playing around, like
Yeah.
done being that guy. And then number 2, you're old and you want somebody like, you know what some other people do? They get a dog, they get a cat. Adam gets 2. But
That's
I
true.
think it's he's been hurt. He's bitter right now.
Some countries they get sheeps, they get pigs, they get other types of.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Americans,
Yeah,
Tommy, yeah.
but I think he's been he's been through it. He's seen it.
I'm
He's
just trying to-
bitter.
Eastern Hemisphere, Western. I'm
Totally
yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's that. And by the way, again, that's
Yeah.
his prerogative. That's what he
Yeah.
wants. Good luck.
All right.
So can I say one more thing?
we
Because
go,
I
guys.
actually
Get your belt.
Well, I mean,
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
there's only one person here on this panel who I believe has been through a divorce.
You're not the only one.
Oh, Tom as well? My
I'm just saying
apologies.
you're not the only one.
And you're not the. So I've been through a divorce and
Yeah.
I had a prenup, and the relationship was rocky as hell. But the divorce, because of the prenup, actually seamless. Not an issue. These are the rules of engagement. These are the rules of what's happening here. We ended up being very cool mutual friends at the end. Hell of a guy, I'll tell you that much. No, joke. Great girl, and she's now married. Now she's starting her own family. She's doing her own thing. But the prenup basically established these are what the rules of engagement are going to be. There's a famous line, holla, we want prenup. Yeah, because when she leave your ass, you're going to leave with half. If you don't have that prenup, you're going to get taken to the cleaner. So I totally understand why having a prenup is imperative for both sides. No? Don't you feel pretty strongly about prenups, PB?
Oh, I'm a 1,000,000% prenup guy.
Okay.
I'm a 1,000,000% prenup guy. I think it does everything for everyone to know what the risk is and allows the man to actually work harder.
Yeah.
It allows the man to work harder and provide more, and it causes everybody to understand what's at stake if you do something dumb. And it's not like no one's going to do anything dumb. I mean, you have to realize we're all sinners. We all do dumb things in our lives, but you don't want to make the big dumb mistakes. If you do, it's going to be costly in a big way. So I do think what Paul is talking about as well is when you go through the life of playing around for too long, that whole phrase, what is the phrase? Why can't you be like
More
John-
your
you know,
More
brother.
like Johnny.
when you're at that age and you've been around, you're like, why can't you have her butt, but her personality but Mary's lips, but Jackie's legs, but Cindy's this, and
Yeah,
that
that's
person's
crazy.
father, and this person's mother, and that person's sister, and this person. So why can't you have that? Because you have like so many different things, so it's hard for you to see. Anybody you see and you date in one area, they're not going to be as good as another person you've had. Anybody.
True.
So that's the challenge that it becomes for a guy like Paul Pierce. How old is Paul Pierce, by the way? I don't know how old the guy is.
I want to
He's
say
probably about to be 50.
3. That's exactly why we need to talk about the value of sacrifice. Giving up short-term pleasure for long-term success. Everyone gets that in other areas of life. Like an NBA player doesn't love running miles or practicing for hours, but he does it because it leads to something greater. But when it comes to relationships, people forget that same logic applies. Things like waiting until marriage, staying disciplined, not messing around. Those are sacrifices too, and they actually help both people. It protects her if things don't work out, and it shows you have self-control and leadership. We should be encouraging that mindset. So yeah, I get the other side, but honestly, it's kind of shallow. It's not helping anyone grow, and it's not rooted in strong values. What do you guys think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.